Hello again everybody, back with another video. Big long break for me. I just got fed up of Convid. I got fed up of making videos that didn't get many views, but also, to kind of try and stay on the right side of YouTube, you end up basically repeating some of the bloody narrative that you don't want to repeat. So I decided to pull away from that, but it seems that everybody, certainly in the UK now, are all concentrating on what's going on in the Ukraine, and they seem to have at least put their masks away. It's amazing that how things have changed. But now we've got this Ukraine fiasco that's going on, and I've called this the code of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And boy, is it coded. So let's have a look at the dates. Well, Ukraine imposed a state of emergency on the 23rd of February. So if we look at that date, so February 23rd is 223 for 322 for Skull and Bones. And if we look up here, February the 23rd, there are 311 days of the year remaining. And that is 3 by 11 for 33, which is kind of the stamp of Freemasonry. It tells you who's actually organising and orchestrating this. So looking at the 24th of February, when Russia launched its so-called large-scale invasion of Ukraine, seems to be taking a very long time, I must admit, at the moment, for such a superpower who've massed everything ready to go straight away. But the 24th of February 2022 is probably one of the most coded dates you can find, because if we look at 24th February 2022, we've got in gematria, in full reduction English or Pythagorean numerology, February is actually 42. So if we add the numbers up here, 24, 42 and 2 and 2 and 2, we actually get 666. And also 42 is a very big number because it can be 6 times 6 plus 6, and it can be 7 times 7 minus 7. Very, very popular combination of numbers there. But yeah, it's a 666 date. But that's not all, because when you actually look at 24th of February in Chaldean numerology, it's 33 for Masonry. If you look at the 24th of February 2022 in English ordinal, so A is 1, Z is 26, it's actually 108, and that is a very popular geometric number because it's the internal angle of a pentagon. Now let's have a look at this actor, this guy that played the Prime Minister of the Ukraine in a TV series for 4 years. Good practice, because that's what most of our, well, all our puppet leaders are, actors basically. And if we look at the date when he was first took the oath of office, was the 20th of May 2019, and we plug that into a calculator and look at the Russian invasion date of the Ukraine, we see that it's 1011 days. Forget the zero in numerology, that's 111. Now 111 is a master number, 6 of them give you 666 for example, and in binary it's a 7, and as you will see later, we'll look at 33s after this, but the 7s, which is really telling you that it's a mind control event. It's a psyop, it's orchestrated, it's staged, both sides know what's going on, basically. But if we look down here, he was actually in for 33 months for Masonry. So 33 months, and we have the war. And the time gives us 111 in binary, which is a 7. Now let's have a look at some 33s. Ukraine ministry says Russia hit 33 civilian sites over the past 24 hours. If we look here, at least 198 Ukrainians killed in Russia invasion, 33 children. wounded, 33 for masonry. And France hands over 33 tons. It had to be, not 31, not 32, not 34, but 33 tons of humanitarian aid to Ukraine. Then we've got these tanks here, or armoured carriers, and we've got 1, 2, 3. That can be a 1 plus 2 and 3 for 33, and we've got a 113 here, and 311s of course are 33. The dirty 33. Meet the Russian cronies sanctioned by Australia. So there's another one. Here we've got Australia again, freezing $33 million. Not 34, not 32, but $33 million. Just had to be, didn't it? Then we've got this talking about stock, that the stock turned a 3.5 loss into a 3.3 gain. So there you go. And this was something looking at Russian build-ups. Of course, you would, wouldn't you? You'd know where all the Russian troops were. The news people would have it all being fed to them by the Russian army. We're building up here. Get ready, get your cameras ready. We're coming in. But look, there's our aircraft. 330 for 33. Forget the zero in numerology. And of course, we got the tank. And the only one you can really see the number on, pride of place there, is 33. Now, National Bank of Ukraine receives $1 billion, $33 million in support for armed forces. So there's our 33 again. Then we've got this one, GSGO Pro. Simple is that, donates 33,000 to support the Ukrainian army. Then we've got this dash cam that showed a flurry of rockets in this town here that killed at least 33. Now this one is the same one, so there's our 33, but we've also got an 18 there for 3 6s for 666. There's another code in this as well. So this one here says, this one's the header, but under here it says one petition started by a prominent human rights advocate garnered more than 330,000 signatures. So there's our, I'll just blow that up so you can see it, and there's our 33. This one here, in an historic shift, Germany to spend 113 billion on defence amid Russian-Ukraine war. Well, there you go for 11 threes for 33. Sounds like I'm calling bingo, doesn't it? This one is about Russia firing its cruise missiles. So guess how many? They fired 113 for our 11 threes for 33. And oil has hit $113 a barrel for our 33 again, all linked to the Ukraine invasion, of course. And this one here, according to local reports, a Belarusian column of 33 units had entered the region. So there we go. And then we've got this a news article. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it, so let's play it.
Taiwan has ordered its consulates in the region to launch an evacuation contingency plan for its nationals in Ukraine. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, there are still 33 Taiwan nationals in Ukraine, including 9 students.
So, 33 for masonry. And look at this one. Russian oligarchs see not 112, not 110, but 113 billion wealth wiped out. So there you go, 11 threes for 33. Told you there was a lot of code. Now let's move on to sevens. There's been a lot of talk about these so-called Russian tanks with a big Z painted on them, and there's lots of photos of it, and people are saying in some kind of way out symbolism it's 33. I don't think that at all, because this is a psyop and Z is a 7 in Chaldean numerology. So it's a big 7 painted on the tanks to tell you what it is, basically. Now, this one, it starts to get really strange. And of course, you could say it's a coincidence, but there was allegedly a Boeing 777 shot down in the Ukraine by pro-Russian rebels. And I did make a video about this and the code involved in this a number of years ago now. It might still be on the channel. If it is, I'll put a link in the description to it. But this flight MH17, I think it was from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, to Kuala Lumpur, and it was shot down on the 17th of July 2014 by pro-Russian rebels in Ukraine. And if we look at the date here, 17th of July 2014, and we look how many days or how many years take us to when Russia invaded, it's actually, let's just highlight that, 7 years, 7 months and 7 days. 777. Now, the video I made about this, it was fairly clear, I think, that basically the flight that disappeared earlier, the Malaysian Airlines 777, which was the same model plane and everything, the one that disappeared didn't actually disappear. It was broken up, shipped to Ukraine, dumped on the floor, made it dented about a bit and burnt and made it look like a plane had crashed. So that's why that one's linked. Now you think, well, let's go and have a look at that other flight. So let's have a look. Oh, sorry, and I've missed all these 6s here. Look, this 9, turn it round, is a 6. So we actually have 5 6s there. And just looking at the type of aircraft, it's a 777-200ER, that's 37 for 777. Boeing 777-200ER is 98. That's for our 7+7 for a 14 by 7. And then we have, in English ordinal, Boeing 777 is 73 for 3 7s for 777. So, and of course, it's all why those planes were used. But if we look at this Malaysian Airlines flight 370, so there you've got 3 7s for 777, and look at the days or number of the time passed between when that disappeared, which was the 8th of the 3rd, 2014, to the Russian invasion. Look here, we've got 7 years, 11 months, 7 by 11 for 7 16 days for a 7. So we've got 777. You think, how could this be linked? Well, this is the aeroplane that was the prop that was broken up to mimic the crash in the UK. So they are linked, and they're linked in numerology too. Completely planned, those two planes. The disappearance and the crash right the way through to the planned date of the invasion. It's the only alternative. Now you're thinking, well, he's only given me a couple of examples, but why don't we take a third example? Right? So this plane here was a Ukrainian Airlines plane, and it was allegedly shot down as it climbed out of Tehran airport in Iran. And basically it was shot down on the 8th of January 2020. And if we look at that, 8th of January 2020, let's look at Ukraine's state of emergency imposed. And the result, as you can see there, is 777 days. And also it's 111 weeks, 111 weeks. Binary is another 7, and 111 is a significant master number in the first place. So is that just a coincidence? 777s on those 3 air crashes? And if we look at this flight number here, PS752 in reverse ordinal, so A is 26, Z is 1, is 33 for masonry. So interesting. You might think 3 out of 3 is a coincidence. I certainly don't. Okay, so let's have a look at a few more 7 codes. We've got Ukraine has received 37 million in tracked crypto donations, 3 sevens for 777. So this is shares that have slid 37%. There you go for another 777. And this one, Putin carpet bombs, I can't say these names, but killed 9 and injured 37 for our 777 again. Now another popular number, and you'll see it here, is 56. This one is the 56 minutes that shook Ukraine. And 56 is 7 times 7 for 49 plus 7. So 56 is 777 code. This one here is 98 Irish citizens registered with Ukraine Embassy. 98 is 7 plus 7 for 14 by 7 for 777. Here's a 7-year high, so we've got, this is oil price, and this one is $98, and 98 is 777 as I've just described. Now these are just news articles that were posted, but look at the times they choose to post them. 311 for 33 and 343 for 7 times 7 times 7. I think this was the number of emergency workers or firefighters that were killed allegedly in the 9/11 event of the Twin Towers in the World Trade Center. Now this is talking about, you know, the problems Russia might have with its planes, with all the tit-for-tat so-called sanctions, and Russian airlines have 980 jets, so there's our 98 for 7 plus 7 times 7, of which 777, so that's in your face at least. This one here is 56 again, so there's our 777. Another 56 here, where they're looking to evacuate 560 Ukrainian children, so there's our 777 again. This one is 56,000 Nigerians. It's too risky to evacuate them, so there's our 777 again. And here we've got, right at the bottom highlighted, more than 56,000 Ukrainian citizens. So there we go for our 56 for 777 again. And also there's a 70,000 for an extra bonus 7 here, look. So we've got here, ruble softens, but even at 98 per dollar, it will feel the pain. So there's our 98 again for our 7 plus 7 times 7. Now, you know, people are being pushed, aren't they, by the media, get involved in this big psyop. And people are thinking, you know, Putin's the evil one, and this Pratt here is the good guy. But there's no good guys. They're all in the same club that are there that kind of despise the general public. I think they're feeling now that with technology improving, they don't need as many of them. And this has probably come at a convenient time to, let's say, mask anything that might materialise from a treatment for a certain disease that's happened over the last 2 years. It's also going to help drive up the cost of living to start to make people have to go down the green route and everything, and probably have to eat snails and bugs or God knows what and things like that. But generally, these guys are all on the same side. Believe me, you are being duped, and you've been duped for hundreds of years. And if anybody thinks that these people actually run the world or run your country, think again, because these are just the elites, puppet leaders clubs. These are puppets. Putin, you name it. Boris isn't there because we've got this this other bloke here that we had in. Myrtle's showing her a Yoni sign there, look. Always got that. I think if they've super glued her fingers together, but forget these characters. A lot of them are jokes. A lot of them, like Biden, with all these stammering and mistakes. That's just taking the piss out of the people, saying, look, you know, you think you voted this guy in, those gaffes are deliberate. You know, it's just another thing to rile people up. So just take it all with a pinch of salt. It's coded, as you can see. It's got a massive 777 behind it. But that's it. I've probably said enough on this. I probably won't make many more videos on this at all. Follow what's going on a little bit, but as you can see, a coded psyop. So thanks for staying with me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.